Hello students, from this session let us start with unit number 2. Looking into the syllabus, unit number 2 basically covers 3 important chapters. The first chapter is understanding requirements, in which we will understand what are the different types of requirements we have in software development. The second chapter is about the requirements engineering process, in which we will talk about how requirements are collected, how they are analyzed and how they are documented. The last unit is about Git and GitHub, in which we will be talking about what is version control management, okay, which will help us in tracking the changes that we have made in the software development. And we will be talking about one of the version control tool, which is called as Git. So we will be talking about some basic commands here, and we will try to push one project using Git, developed using Git, and we will push it into the GitHub. So this will be the syllabus for your unit 2. So in today's session, let's start with understanding what are the various types of requirements we have. Let's start with understanding what is software requirement. Software requirements are nothing but they are the things that will tell us what a software that we are trying to develop must actually do. Okay, so first we should be knowing what our software should do. Based on that only we will be able to develop it or test it. So software requirements describe what the system that we are trying to develop must actually do. Okay, so what is the need of it? The need of it is it will help the developers and testers to go in a proper flow and give a quality product or the needed product or the expected product to the customer, right? So these software requirements are broadly classified into two types. The first one you have is the functional requirement. The second one you have is the non-functional requirement. So what do you mean by functional requirement? Functional requirements are those which will tell us what the system should actually perform. Like for example, you are developing a cart page. So in cart page, what do we expect? Whatever the product is selected by the customer must be displayed in the cart page. Okay, additionally, if they want to do shopping more, it has to provide a button saying continue with the shopping. Okay, if they don't want to continue with the shopping, it has to provide a button saying move to the payment page. So in payment page, whenever I click on that particular payment page, my cart page should be able to redirect to the payment page. So this is what actually my cart page, when it is displayed on the web browser, should actually perform. So this is called as the functional requirement. Functional requirement will tell me what the system should actually do. Okay, now each functional requirement will have certain qualities. So the main 3 qualities of your functional requirement are complete, consistent and clear. So talking about what is complete. Complete is nothing but when you are trying to collect the functional requirements from the user, you should collect every minute detail about the project that you want to develop. You shouldn't miss any details about the project. Okay, if everything is clear, then it is said to be complete. Consistent. Consistent in the sense, no two requirements should clash with each other. Like for example, in one of the page, the user told that when I click on this button, the user profile should be displayed. The same user with the same requirement in other page, he told that when I click on this button, it should do two-way verification and then display the user profile. Okay, both the requirements are same, displaying the user profile, but one is telling with a single click, one is telling with the two-way authentication. After that only you display the profile. So such type of clashes should not be there. If they are not there, then your requirements are said to be consistent. The third one you have is clear. Clear in the sense you should not use any clumsy words or ununderstandable words while you are collecting the requirements. Like for example, if the user says write, so you have to take a clear picture as to which write. Is it RIGHT write or WRITE write? Okay, so this clear also should be there. So if all these 3 qualities are maintained, complete, consistency and clear, then you say that you have collected the exact functional requirements. Now let's talk about non-functional requirements. The non-functional requirements are generally not provided by the customer, but they expect the organization which is developing their software to give it along with the software. So what exactly is this non-functional requirement? These requirements will actually make or improve the quality of the software. Like for example, the software that I am developing should give quick response to the user. That means if any action is performed within 2 seconds, it has to respond. Or this particular software should not occupy more than 500 MB of your memory. So these are not asked by the customer, but we are trying to provide it to the customer. Such type of requirements are called as non-functional requirements, and these have two qualities: performance and usability. Performance will make sure that your system is working fast. Usability will make sure that whatever software you are developing, that should be easy to use to the end user. If these three qualities are met, then you have successfully taken the non-functional requirements. Okay? If you take these are basically the examples. So why do we need this non-functional requirements? Basically to improve the reliability and the quality of your software. Okay? So there are different types of non-functional requirements that we have, which are broadly classified into three major categories: product requirements, organizational requirements, and external requirements. Let's talk about all of this. Talking about the first one, which is called as product requirements. Product requirements will make sure that how well your software is working. You have developed a software. So how well is it working? That is defined with the requirements which are called as the product requirements. Like for example, you can see that whenever an event occurs, how quickly my system is responding. Okay, how fast am I getting the output? Or you can say that how much less memory is my system occupying. Or you can even say that if 100 users or 1000 users at a time are using my system, is it able to balance that load or not? Such type of requirements are taken care under the product requirements. Okay. The next one you have is organizational requirements. These are the requirements that are set by the organization. Okay. Like for example, if they feel like whichever project that particular organization is developing, that should be developed only using Python language. This is the rule set by the organization. Such type of requirements which are set specifically by the organization and should be followed in the software development are called as organizational requirements. The third one you have is external requirements. These are the requirements which talk about the legal things or the external things that are connected to your particular software. Okay, like for example, you are collecting some vital information about the users. Okay, so that particular information or the personal information that you have collected by the of the users should not be misused by us. Okay, if you are misusing, you are going against legal activity. That is illegal activity, or going against the law. So action will be taken. Or for example, your software, whatever you have developed, needs to have a connection with a third party software. So your software should accept that connection or that integration with the third party software. All this is taken care under the requirements name, which is called as the external requirements. So this is all about your functional requirements and non-functional requirements. So functional requirements basically talk about what my system should do, and non-functional requirements talk about how my system is doing that. Okay. Now these particular functional and non-functional requirements are different from two different perspectives. One is from the user perspective, the other one is from the system perspective. From these perspectives, there came two different types of requirements: user requirements and system requirements. So let's talk about what are these user requirements. User requirements are those that are given by the users and they are useful for the users. And these requirements are collected and written in a very simple, understandable language. Okay. So these will tell you what users are expecting from the system. Like for example, if you take the functional requirements from user perspective, if you take as an example, I want to see my past orders easily. So users is expecting that whatever previous orders I have given, okay, those should be visible to me. This is functional requirement according to the user. Non-functional requirement, the software should be quick and easy to use. Okay, so he is telling from user perspective, I want whatever software you are delivering to me, it should give me very quick response and it should be very easy to use also. Okay, so the functional and non-functional requirements are different from the user perspective, which are called as the user requirements. Now let's talk about how can we gather these user requirements. Generally, we have three main methods using which we can gather these user requirements. One is through interview, second is through survey, and the last one you have is workshop. So you can have a direct one-to-one communication with the customer and the development team, take the requirements whatever they want. If that is not possible, go with survey. Create a Google form or something or any form, ask them to fill. Based upon the choices that they make, develop the software. The third one you have is workshop. conduct a conference in which all the developers and the customers of different fields are involved, collect the various requirements that they want, and based on that you can develop your particular software. So these are the three methods using which I can collect my user requirements. Now let's talk about what are system requirements. System requirements are the rules that you are putting on the system that you are developing. Okay. Now if you take functional and non-functional requirements from the perspective of the system, you can take as an example functional requirement from system perspective. The system must store user information safely. Okay. Storing user information is a functional requirement from user perspective, but storing it safely is a system perspective functional requirement. That is the difference. Okay. So user requirement is storing the user information. Safely storing the information is system requirement. Now let's talk about example of non-functional requirement. The system must support up to 500 users at the same time without slowing down. So from user perspective, user is expecting me to give a quicker response. But from the system perspective, how are you achieving it? By making sure that your server is not going down, even though 500 users at a time are using that particular software. So these are the various user and system requirements. Now what is the basic use of collecting this particular system requirements? One, the system requirements are generally written in technical terms. User requirements are written in very simple understandable language because it is for the users. System requirements are written in technical terms because they are used by the development team as well as the testing team. Okay, so developers and testers will sit together and they'll make sure that whatever requirements I have listed under the system requirements are satisfied by my particular software. Okay, so software requirements are broadly into functional requirements and non-functional requirements. Functional and non-functional are different from two different perspectives, which is user requirements and system requirements. Thank you.